Hey brother, it's me Charles Oliveira. It is UFC 326 fight week. In this video, I'm going to go through the entire card from top to bottom, give my full card picks and predictions of how it's going to go down this weekend. Opening up the card. Debutant Luke Fernandez taking on Rodolfo Bellato. Luke Fernandez looked pretty good in his Dana White Contender Series fight. 15-second KO, however, it was against a complete and utter can. You have to take that into context when talking about Luke Fernandez. However, can you even call Rodolfo Bellato a fighter after what he did to Paul Craig? Faking being KO'd by Paul Craig. Embarrassing. Not to fecking Paul Craig. Embarrassing. Went out there against Navajo Sterling. Dominated for 15 straight minutes. Didn't look like at all like he wanted to be in there to beat Navajo Sterling. Looked like he's just showing up for the paycheck. And I can see Luke Fernandez KOing him in the first exchange. In the first round. I think this will be light work for Luke Fernandez. An absolute layup to welcome him to the light heavyweight division. Undefeated fighter. Could be a decent little prospect here. Please don't lose to Rodolfo Bellato. I do not want to see Rodolfo Bellato in the win column in 2026. Fuck Rodolfo Bellato. Second fight on the card. Jung Yong Lee versus Gaston Bolaños. Ilia Toporia's older brother here, Gaston Bolaños, taking on Jung Yong Lee. Very low level fight in the featherweight division. I don't know how Gaston Bolaños hasn't been cut. Got who did he lose to? He lost to Quang Lee in his last fight. Not a good look at all. Quang Lee is not very good. Neither is Gaston Bolaños. He got KO'd by his name McGee, the guy that Piotr Jan fought. What's his fucking first name? Marcus McGee, that's the guy. Yeah, not looking too great in his last two fights. Jung Yong Lee, however, has lost to better levels of comp. Bar McGee, obviously, that was before McGee took off. Jung Yong Lee lost to Daniel Santos. Yeah, the guy that got the massive underdog KO against that Asian prospect that trains with Korean Zombie, and then got people forget, man, he lost to Hyder Emil. Hyder Emil, what a prospect he was until Jose Delgado walked in. And then who was Jose Delgado? Until Nathaniel Wood walked in. How good is Nathaniel Wood? He's destroying Los Inquito and UFC London. Nevertheless, I'm going to pick Jung Yong Lee to win a boring decision. Probably the worst fight on the card. Very mid fight. Cut Gaston Bolaños if he loses. Yeah, very boring. 29-28, maybe 30-27. Dominant decision win for Jung Yong Lee. I don't rate Gaston Bolaños at all. Jung Yong Lee could probably take him down here. Get some success on the ground. Gaston Bolaños grappling is a bit of a weakness. But yeah, give me Jung Yong Lee by decision. Rafael Tobias versus Dr. Nuzogay. However you say his name. That's probably not how you say his name. Rafael Tobias is a submission artist coming off the Dana White Contender Series with a nice submission victory, rear naked choke. His opponent, Dr. Nuzogay, has lost his last two fights by submission. Wow. Now what do you think I'm going to pick here? I'm picking Rafael Tobias to submit Dr. Nuzogay. Ooh, who'd have thought that? Nuzogay has lost his last two by submission to Vitor Petrino and Salty Baldiev. You know, old Salty Baldiev, the old Diego Lopez special. Featuring his chin. Yeah, Tobias, I mean, Nuzogay could give him problems on the feet. But I don't know an awful lot about either of these two. And using the statistics given, I'm going to pick Tobias to submit Nuzogay. Next up, Suma Duerge versus Jesus Aguilar. This is a fucking close fight. You could argue these are even. Like, Suma Duerge is the Chinese-Mexican Aguilar. Aguilar is the Mexican-Chinese Suma Duerge. Both are even on the feet. However, Suma Duerge does no pop. Couldn't KO Matt Schnell. Got mulked by Matt Schnell on the feet. So, that's harsh. You know, they're both very even. Jesus Aguilar has two losses in the UFC. They are to Rafael Esteban and Tatsuro Taira. If you're gonna lose, you don't want to lose. If you're gonna lose, you want to lose to good guys like them. Two very good prospects. Last time out, he beat Garul, the guy that had his fight with. I've forgotten his name on the Mexico card. No, not the Mexico card. The Strickland Hernandez card. Alden Correa. Beat Stuart Nickel. So he's not got the best wins, but he's also not got the best losses. So likewise, Suma Duerge has lost to the top of the division. Guys like Tim Elliott, Matt Schnell, obviously. But I'm going to pick Suma Dwerge to get a decision victory over Jesus Aguilar. I think they're very even. Suma Dwerge will do the most in the later rounds to win the fight. Give me Suma Dwerge by decision. Next up, Cody Durden versus, I'm not even going to bother trying to say that name, Nurmagomedov Tumendemberel. Give me Cody Durden by decision. Cody Durden looks pretty shit recently, but we've got to consider in the competition he's fought. Guys like, who did he fight? Alan Nascimento, good prospect. He had success in that fight before losing. Jose Ochoa, great prospect. Who beat Jose Ochoa, you may ask? Lona Kavanagh beat Jose Ochoa. And again, losing to Joshua Van. Not bad losses. Not Joshua Van. Did he lose to Van? Yeah, he did lose to Joshua Van, yeah. However, Cody Durden has some elite wins. He's been in there with the elite of the division and beaten them. Guys like, who did he beat? He went out there, beat fucking Jay Cadley. Beat Charles Johnson, lost to Makayev, lost to guys like Bruno Silva and Takir Lambekov. So he's not the elite of the division, but he's more than good enough to beat Nurmagomedov Tumendemberel, who has had one fight in the UFC and lost to Carlos Hernandez. Not a good look at all. Give me Cody Durden by decision. He'll be too experienced, too good on the feet. Be able to defend any takedowns probably from Tumendemberel. Yeah, give me Cody Durden by decision. He's got the more UFC experience and has a good. Only losing to the top guys in the division. You know, if he loses to a guy like this, then we can raise eyebrows at Cody Durden. I think he'll have enough to beat Tumendemberel. So I've got Tobias by submission, Suma Dwerge by decision, and Cody Durden by decision. Next up, Ricky Turcios versus Alberto Montez, making his UFC debut, Alberto Montez. However, he has not had a fight since 2024 on the Dana White Contender Series. That will play into it. Major ring rust. And very inactive, you know. He must have been injured. I don't know too much about Alberto Montez. So there's no way he would have just sat out. He must have had some injuries, so that could affect him in the fight. Ricky Turcios has major UFC experience, losing to Bernardo Sapage, Raul Rosas Jr., Ayman Zahabi, only lost to good guys in the division. Has a good win as well against Brady Highstand. That's aged pretty well. Obviously beat him in his debut, and then he has gone on a 3-fight win streak since. I think Ricky Turcios will have enough. Alberto Montez's favourite, like his go-to thing is that dash choke. I think Ricky Turcios will have too much for him. Be able to defend the takedowns, and get his way to a decision win. A pretty boring fight, but I think Ricky Turcios is good enough to beat a guy like Alberto Montez. Give me Ricky Turcios by decision. Next up, fucking hell, some brutal matchmaking from the UFC. Cody Brundage versus Dante Johnson. Give me Dante Johnson by KO in the second. Cody Brundage has a bit of a chin on him. So Cody Brundage, it's his second fight of the year already. Went out there, got destroyed by Cam Ralston. Cody Brundage is not good. Dante Johnson, undefeated, made his debut in the Apex last year against Cedricus Dumas. Dumbass. And looked very good in that fight. Cedric Dumas is a weird fighter to fight with his long limbs. Made easy work of him on the ground and on the feet. Dominated. I know it's not the best win, but let's be honest, Cedric Dumas is Cody Brundage level, and Dante Johnson looked miles better than Cedric Dumas. So I'm going to pick Dante Johnson by KO in the second. Cody Brundage, why are you taking this fight? You've literally just lost by a KO to a good prospect, so you're going to go back in there against another prospect. Weird matchmaking. He's looked pretty shit in all of his fights. He is literally a can, but a popular can, you know. Main card, UFC 300 against Bo Nickel. Who else has he fought? He had some dodgy, controversial no contest changed in his favour against some prospect, Abdul Malik or something like that, I think. Can't remember too much. But give me Dante Johnson back here. I think Cody Brundage is good enough. They'll probably still keep him because they like him for some reason. But if I was the UFC, I'd be cutting Cody Brundage if he gets KO'd, like I think he will. But they'll probably keep him. He's just Apex material, isn't he? He's a big name for the unranked division. They probably don't pay him a lot, so there's no reason for them to really cut him. But I would like to see him get cut because I don't think he's UFC level. Now, Cody Garbrandt versus Xiao Long. Holy fall off from Cody Garbrandt. But I do think we will see the return of prime Cody Garbrandt in the cage Saturday night. I think he goes out there and gets a vintage Garbrandt KO against Xiaolong. Xiaolong is not good at all. Only 4 Asian prospects. That sounds bad. Only 4 random Asian prospects. No one good. Lost 2. Beat. I've forgotten the guy's name. Fuck, what's his name? Can someone else beat that isn't very good? Let me find it real quick. Quang Li. He beat Xiaolong's only win is a KO of Quang Li. Lost to Lee Chang Ho and Su Yong Yu. Exactly. Cody Garbrandt will find the tune. He was giving Raoni Barcelos problems in his last fight. Raoni Barcelos is very fucking good. Cody Garbrandt, incredible striker. That's a bit far. Good striker. Good enough to beat bottom of the barrel guys like Xiaolong. If Xiaolong can grapple, maybe he could find success, but I don't think he's got the grappling good enough to beat a guy like Cody Garbrandt. Give me Cody Garbrandt by KO. So I've picked Ricky Tercios, Dante Johnson, and Cody Garbrandt. Wow, full American on the left side. Yeah, that's who I've got. On to Jimmy card now. We've got Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. This is a very good fight. 2 incredible prospects from Brazil. Fight for the guy, Charlie. From Brazil, Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. Which is a 50-50 fight. They both have incredible KO power, both great strikers. I would go with Gregory Rodriguez by KO. He's going to get it back in blood, as King Von would say. Redeem, as Jubilee would say, that KO loss to Bruno Ferreira 3 years ago. Gregory Rodriguez is the more improved guy. Gregory Rodriguez had a massive jump up. The start of last year against Jared Cannonier was fucking up Jared Cannonier. Jared Cannonier is an elite fighter in the division. Bruno Ferreira wouldn't have been able to outlast them shots Gregory Rodriguez threw. Gregory Rodriguez is showing composure on the feet now against guys like Duncan, Kopylov. Nearly killed Jack Hermansson. Good KOs over crafty unks like Brad Tavares. I think he's the more improved fighter since their last fight. Obviously, Bruno Ferreira has gone on a good streak as well, beating guys like Marvin Vettori, Jackson McVeigh, Arnold Petrosian, Austin Stoltzfus, Phil Hoare. However, a suspect loss to Abus Magomedov. He showed weakness in the grappling, and I could honestly see Gregory Rodriguez taking him down here. Gregory Rodriguez is an underrated grappler. Just because he has rocks in his hands doesn't mean the guy can't grapple. So give me Gregory Rodriguez by decision or KO. I think you could see a late KO for Gregory Rodriguez. The power will be too much. Body shots, the grappling approach. Give me Gregory Rodriguez to beat Bruno Ferreira. Well. Drew Dober against the black man, Michael Johnson. This only ends one way. Brutal Drew Dober KO. And I'm not just saying that because he's black. I generally think Drew Dober is better than Michael Johnson. I've never seen a more overrated guy in my life than Michael Johnson. He is living off that Dustin Poirier win. Other than that, he's done fuck all in his career. Daniel Zahuba is not good. He beat Daniel Zahuba. Daniel Zahuba, that's not an impressive win. Michael Johnson's 37, 38 maybe. Recently had to cut weight for a fight. I can't remember who it was. They pulled out on the day of the fight. Like I was with Ricky Tercios earlier in the card, he did the same. But I think Drew Dober is better. Faster on the feet. Drew Dober has only gone out there as of late. I've gone out there. Drew Dober's only gone out there as of late. Lost to Manuel Torres, one of the best fighters in the division, and John Silver, one of the best fighters in the featherweight division. Did what he had to do against Carl Prepelec. Did look a bit suspect in the first, but did the job. I do think Drew Dober can beat Michael Johnson. Drew Dober could even take Michael Johnson down. He's got shit grappling. Michael Johnson goes on these streaks where he should be losing to Daniel Zahuba. He goes out there and beats Daniel Zahuba. People may think he's going to beat Drew Dober, but this is typical Michael Johnson. He will not win the fights he's supposed to win. Drew Dober will KO him. Yeah. Drew Dober's going to KO Michael Johnson. I said it. Now, featured fight. Really? Is this a featured fight? Is this a featured fight? Meh. Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. Raul Rosas Jr., your time has come, buddy. You absolutely suck, in the words of Charles Sonnen, on the feet. You cannot strike. You went to war with Vince Morales. Vince Morales nearly KO'd you. I'm picking Rob Font. Rob Font will beat Raul Rosas Jr. by decision as long as he can keep it on the feet. Yes, Rob Font has a weakness in the grappling. We've seen Corey Sandhagen absolutely ragdoll him. I don't think Raul Rosas Jr. is all that on the feet. Rob Font will easily beat him on the feet. However, takedowns are a threat. Raul Rosas Jr. could sub him. But I think Rob Font will expose him on the feet. Could even KO him. But I'm going to pick Rob Font to win by decision. Look at Rob Font's resume. I know you can't always do that. Rob Font's only lost to elite fighters. And has recent wins of prospects like Raul Rosas Jr., who are better than Raul Rosas Jr. Beating guys like John Masamuto, I know it was close. Beating Kyler Phillips at the time, that was a great win. Kyler Phillips had lots of hype. He's only gone out there and lost to guys like Sandhagen, like Aldo, like Figueiredo in the division. David Martinez, he's good as well. Yeah, I'm picking Rob Font. This could age horribly. Raul Rosas Jr. could sub him. This is a risky pick, just like the Drew Dober. But I'm picking Rob Font. So, I picked Rodriguez, Dober, and Font. I picked all left side again. I guarantee you one of them loses, but that's who I think is going to win. Get into the big ones now. Caio Borralho versus Reinier de Ridder. I am picking Reinier de Ridder to beat Caio Borralho, either by decision or late TKO. Reinier de Ridder may just be the most underrated middleweight in the world right now. Yes, he lost to Brendan Allen. Yes, he gassed out. Yes, he quit on the stool. Yes, he did do that. Did you not watch the first round? Where he took down one of the best grapplers in the division? Dominated him on the ground? Did you not see that? Did you also not see the man fought 4 or 5 times in the same year and cuts a lot of weight? Caio Borralho absolutely sucks. Name me one good Caio Borralho win. Oh, he hasn't got any, has he? We went out there, went to war with Robert Whittaker. We went out there and subbed Holland. Okay, that's not the best win. We went out there and beat Crafty Unk GM3 on our debut. Caio Borralho is a cringe motherfucker. Thinks he's a lot better than he is. All his teammates are better than him. He was the guy to lead the pack of the fighting nerds to the top. And he has just staled. Prates is better than him. Silva's better than him. Hoofy's better than him. And Hoofy doesn't care about this bum anymore. That's why Mauricio Ruffi's the best fighting nerd. He doesn't care about them. And Carlos Prates doesn't really care either. That's why he's the second best. Fuck Caio Borralho. I don't like Caio Borralho at all. But like shit against Imavov, just stood there and took it like a good boy for 5 rounds. Name me a good Caio Borralho win. Barely beat Canada. Okay, he dominated Jared Cannonier. We'll give him that. He dominated Jared Cannonier. But Jared Cannonier's not that great. I know I've just said that about Gregory Rodriguez. But you've got to put it into context. Borralho went to war for Cannonier for the first 3 or 4 rounds of that fight. Gregory Rodriguez nearly finished him in the first and the second. Just gassed out, bro. All great fighters gas out like Reinier de Ridder. Give me Reinier de Ridder. Light him up with that knee. He's goofy on the feet. Awkward. Borralho won't like that. He'll be hard to hit. Long legs. We could throw that leg kick at him. We could throw a leg kick at him. Give me Reinier de Ridder. By decision. Maybe even a late TKO if he crumbles him to the body with a nice knee. Robert Whittaker's a fucking dog. That's why he ate all them knees. Caio Borralho won't be able to eat all them knees. That's why we all picked him against Fluffy, because of them knees. But before the Brendan Allen fight, people were saying Reinier de Ridder is Khamzat Chimaev's nightmare matchup. Now he gassed out and quit on the store. Yes, that's a bad look. People acting like Reinier de Ridder's a bum. Reinier de Ridder will beat Caio Borralho. Mark my words. This could age horribly, just like this entire video. But that's the risk. That's the risk and the reward. You know, I was a little bitch last weekend. I didn't pick Lona Kavanagh. I wanted to pick Lona Kavanagh so badly. And I didn't, because I'm a little bitch. So I'm not doing it anymore. I'm picking who I want to win. And I think it's going to win. And Reinier de Ridder will beat Caio Borralho. Main event time. Thiago Oliveira versus Max Holloway. Max Holloway. He's going to beat Charles Oliveira by TKO in the second. Max Holloway is a volume striker. Charles Oliveira Looks mid on the feet every fight he's had, but we don't count Gamrot. Gamrot shit. Has been rocked. Islam Makhachev was getting the better of him on the feet. Dustin Poirier dropped him. Justin Gaethje dropped him. Let's not even talk about what Ilia Topuria did to him. Yes, he did the same thing to Holloway, but that doesn't count. We don't care. The only way to beat Holloway, you've got to have rocks in your hands, or you've got to be really small and fast, like a Volk and a Topuria. Charles Oliveira is neither. No one has ever outgrappled Max Holloway. I mean, a man, Max Holloway. We don't. Let's not even talk about the Dustin Poirier fight, the first one. That's not the same guy. Holloway will beat Oliveira. Charles Oliveira's chin is gone. He went out there and fought the worst striker in the division, Mateusz Gamrot, and people think he's back. Yes, Charles Oliveira has a great grappling threat for Max Holloway. But what beats grappling? Takedown defense. What does Max Holloway have that's elite? Takedown defense. Charles Oliveira won't be able to deal with the volume Max Holloway presents to him on the feet. Holloway's going to back Oliveira up, stuff a takedown. I can just see it now. Holloway, jab, jab, jab. The volume. Jab straight, jab straight, jab straight. Body shot, uppercut, hook. Sits Oliveira down on the cage. Typical quitter Oliveira. Oh no, I take so much. This is what God has planned for me. And Holloway gets the TKO win. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like, subscribe, follow the TikTok, follow the X. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Max Holloway will beat Charles Oliveira at UFC 326 this Saturday. Goodbye.